very good morning to dear students of class 6B. I welcome you all to this new class of English where we will continue with the new chapter of the syllabus, which is desert animals. Now children, I gave you the introduction to the story where we discussed that the desert animals, especially how do they adapt themselves to make their survival in those typical extreme weather conditions where there is not enough vegetation, where there are not enough plants, and there is extreme of temperature. So this is the chapter is here to tell you how do these desert animals specifically adapt themselves to this environmental surrounding. Now let us get into the chapter where I will give you the explanation of paragraphs, and then you need to practice reading after the class, wherein with the practicing you will be making your reading skills more sharp. So let us understand what the first paragraph has to tell. Now, deserts are the places which have very less water and almost no rain for months together, and sometimes in a year also. Therefore, they are driest places on earth. Now, children, whenever it is being asked that name a place which receives very less rainfall, instantly the word comes to our mind is desert. So, yes, we are all aware of that deserts are the places with very little rainfall. Now children, but the animals who live here, it is very difficult for them to survive in these kind of environmental conditions where water is very less, especially during the hot sunny days of summers where temperature even reaches far than more than 50 degrees Celsius. So they find their other alternative ways. Children, when we are lacking something, don't we find other alternatives to those things? For example, if we are thirsty and we don't have a water, we will have some liquid to satisfy our thirst. Then if we are not having any notebook, we try to write our work on loose sheets. So there is always an alternative to the things which are being required by us. But since this is a matter of survival, of course these animals have found their different alternatives to survive. Now children, especially the atmosphere which is having very extreme and harsh climatic conditions. For example, gerbils go underground during the hot days in their cool burrows. Burrows, you all know, when animals dig their burrows, in Hindi you can call a gadha. When animals dig their burrows, they go and take their shelter. So the gerbils is a kind of animal which is found in deserts. So what do? How do they protect themselves from extreme hot weather conditions? Like for example, if we don't have to move out, we will stay indoors when this is too hot, when the weather is too hot, isn't it? Or you go to your terrace and spend your leisure time. No, obviously you will be sitting inside your room, switching on your air conditioner or your cooler or the fan minimum. Similarly, these desert animals have to find the places where they need to find shelter, and they can keep themselves cold and protective from these hot weather conditions. So the gerbils go underground in their burrows. Now children, duckling beetle is an insect which uses a strange way to beat the heat. Beat the heat is to survive in this hot weather conditions. Now these darkling beetle, they drag drops of moisture from their legs, lift them in the air and drop them into their mouth. Insects can fly, so they just drop their moisture from the legs and they turn upside down so that moisture goes directly into their mouth. So they try to collect water from the surfaces and then they turn upside down so that all the water droplets reaches their mouth. See, every species in this world, in this whole environment, survives to the fittest. Survival to the fittest. So animals, no matter humans, animals also find different alternatives to survive. right? So we have seen the gerbils, we have seen the beetles, the darkling beetles. Now what do? All they just turn upside down so that the moisture reaches their mouth. Now all the deserts are not the same hills of sand. Yes, you heard it right, children. Not every desert in this world is just having huge sand dunes. Each has its own, characteristics. Some are stony and have a rugged surface with small bushy plants, while some others have colorful flowers during the spring season. So, children, different deserts have different characteristics. It is not just that all the deserts are same, right? So, for example, in our country, Ladakh, we have Ladakh as a cold desert. We can't see those huge sand dunes in Ladakh, isn't it? But still, it is a desert. So, children, not all the deserts have those huge sand dunes. Different deserts have different, specific physical features over there. Some have flowers in the spring season, some have small bushy plants. Now, with this, the explanation to first paragraph is over. I hope the content is clear to you. Now, children, the second paragraph where it says there are more than 2,300 different kinds of snakes. Now, this paragraph here tries to explain that, on this earth, snakes are of many types. We have huge variety of species of snakes. They range from smallest size, that is just 15 centimeters, to more than 11 meters. So most of the snakes are harmless, but few are very poisonous, and that their one bite is enough to kill anyone. So children, even now we get to see different species of snakes, where we got to learn a new fact that not all the snakes are dangerous, but there are some snakes who are very poisonous, that if they bite even once, and the life of that man can be taken away. So American deserts, children, most of these snakes lay their eggs to reproduce, but many are there who give birth to their young ones. Now, did you see the different characteristics? First we saw deserts, which are not same everywhere. Now we have come to the species of snakes, where again we got to know that not all the snakes are of same kind, same characteristics. Here we get to see that some snakes are poisonous, some are harmless. Second characteristic, second fact, we got to know that some snakes reproduce their young ones, while some of the snakes lay their eggs. Right? Then American deserts are dry and rocky in nature. Their lives, an evil-looking snake with a very bad reputation. One can hear its sharp sound even from a distance of 30 meters. It strikes very fast with lightning speed. Now, children, they are specifying American desert, where we have come to know about one species of a snake which is very dangerous, and people can hear its sharp sound even far away from 30 meters. And it strikes very fast. It strikes means when the snake bites, its poison spreads very fast with the lightning speed. So children, second paragraph has to tell about snakes and different kinds. Some are poisonous, some are not. Right, children? So now next paragraph, which is but the rattlesnake. This paragraph here tells us that there is also the rattler or rattlesnake. Its choice is to avoid people as much as it can. If it feels disturbed, it holds its tail upright. It holds its tail upright and gives a sharp sound to make the intruder move away. Intruder moves away means that one specific hurdle, someone who has come and disturbed this rattlesnake, right? So this rattlesnake is a snake which has his own wish. If he doesn't like to be disturbed by anyone, this rattlesnake is going to make its tail upwards, and then with that sharp sound, the snake will try to move the intruder away. But if its warnings are not paid attention, this line here means that if the person who is disturbing the snake or any animal who is disturbing the snake, then it may be very dangerous for that if it's warnings are what children, these kind of questions can come. What warnings does a rattlesnake give? So here you will write that the rattlesnake holds its tail upright and gives a sharp sound, right? So for these kind of questions you need to read the chapter very nicely, understand the content very nicely. So if I ask you a question, how does rattlesnake gives warning, simply you have to write that the rattlesnake moves its tail upwards and make a sharp sound. Now children, what happens if the intruder doesn't pay attention to its warning? Then it feels threatened, it will turn around to bite. The strange thing is that it cannot hear the sound its tail makes. Like other snakes, it also hears through the waves produced on the ground. Means it can feel the vibration, but the snake cannot hear the sound. So children, snake can feel the movement of a walking person, but cannot hear his voice. How loud may that person shout? Now this is another fact we got to learn in this chapter about snake, that snakes do not hear the sound of that person or anybody who is around. But how do they get to know that somebody is near them? They listen to the waves which are produced through the vibration on the ground. Now children, rattlesnakes are commonly found in American continent and from Canada to Argentina. Means Canada, which is above North America, till Argentina in South America. So their prey choice includes small animals. Their prey choice. What is a prey? Prey is the food for the animal who hunts, right? Who eats. So the prey is being selected by these snakes, which are very small animals like mice, small plant-eating animals, rats, etc. They use poisonous toxin in their body to kill its prey. So how do they catch hold of their prey? Means they use that poison which is in their body to bite that prey, and then they can eat it. So the way other snakes gulp down or eat animals completely, their eating habits are also varying. Now this line means that how do generally snakes eat? They gulp, they swallow everything. They don't have teeth to chew. So they swallow, they gulp they gulp the whole food inside. But these rattlesnakes are not exactly like other snakes. Some snakes eat more than once a week, and some like large pythons can do without eating for a year or more. Right? So eating habits about snakes have told us that some snakes can just eat more than once in a week. Out of 7 days, some snakes can eat more than one time. But huge big snakes like pythons, they can remain there without food even more than a year. So children, with this the explanation is over, and I will see you all in the next class. But before that, you need to practice reading of the chapter. You need to understand what the chapter is explaining, is trying to convey the message, and listen to this video and log into Google Classroom, see what work is given, what assignments are given, and please maintain your written work, because at any point of time your copies will be asked for submission or for correction. So keep completing your written work. See you all in the next class. Bye bye. Take care.